Oxen free. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, Pikachu knees. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, Dragon Ball Z. LA, can you hear me, girl? Oxen free. LA, can you hear me? Harassing? Excellent. Sound check is good. I can hear myself quite all right. Thank you so much for pressing the like button. It is Freestyle Thursdays, June 25th, 2026. Oh my gosh, it was just June 19th yesterday, man. Where's the time going? It's funny when I get on here how the lighting shows up differently across different devices. Like the camera I'm streaming from right now, currently, I look gold, a golden yellow color. But when I look at how I look at myself to check for audio on another device, my face uh, looks a little more lighter. So it's really weird how things show up the way they do. Nonetheless, I'm your host, LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Welcome in to Freestyle Thursdays. We kicked off last Thursday talking about the Essence Festival, and that was really cool. Despite the technical difficulties, things still went off really well. I want to thank all my cool peeps who did return back to the live stream. Um, Despite the technical difficulties happening, getting disconnected, miraculously disconnected, and then reconnecting later on. I am thankful that during that time, though, I didn't completely lose my stream. I was able to reconnect when things went back up and running. For some reason, my internet tower just completely went out, which is weird because it just don't cut off. For example, even if we don't pay the bill, it don't just cut out like that. It has a you get warnings to remind you that hey, your bill is coming due. You know, things like the signal gets a little weaker. It don't just ever just cut out. You know, things like that. So for it to just cut out last week like that, I thought it was crazy. But once again, thank you so much for coming back. I did make sure to make it my official business, I think that same day, to go back and specifically give a shout out to all my cool peeps who returned or refound me on the live stream last Thursday. And for the ones who came back for the replay squad. I did enjoy that live stream. I enjoyed your comments. I always enjoy your comments, but regarding this said topic, it was on a different notion and it was completely singled comments, meaning if I'm talking about something we all can agree collectively sometimes, like the sky is blue. Yeah, LA, the sky is blue. Or we're talking about um up to date events referencing who was going to be at the Essence Festival, the whys about the 2025 Essence Festival, and so on and so forth. What I like is that everyone's comment was very different, and that kept the dialogue going. For example, just for an example, we talked about what happened to the 2025 Essence Festival and why I went so belly up, belly up in 2025. Some didn't even know what happened, so I was able to reintroduce all my cool peeps to what happened to get them caught up to what happened this year. Another example of differences in thoughts and opinion were regarding who they did like and who they didn't like, who performed and who they thought should be performing this year, and the surprises of who are coming this year when I read off the list for the first time. And lastly, to just provide an example of the types of conversations and comments that were happening um, this time last week in the comments were how people felt different about the whole situation with Target making a decision to, pull back on some of its resources that affected African American people, which led into a comment that was super chatted, I think that's what it's called, in the comments about how African American women are pretty much a pulse when it comes to making money for other people. So I like that there was a broad sense of comments, although it was still about the Essence Festival. So where we're going to pick up today, now that my 5 minutes is done, I didn't want to run the clock down by playing music. I do want to kind of get in here because this past the past half of this month has been uniquely interesting and uniquely busy, more busier than my already busy work week workload. So I need to get right in. I do apologize for some of my some of my uploads being a little shorter than usual. But right now, I am wanting to just keep up the continuity and spirit of being here for all my cool peeps Monday through Friday as promised. Yes, I'm doing wonderful. And I know you're doing well too. High five, bam. And thank you so much for pressing the like button. I'll have you know, it is the like button that helps keep this car driving down in the YouTube streets so I can continue on with my topic. Shameless plug, I do have pinned at the top various ways you can donate. Save it for a new computer. And number two, another way you can donate is simply by watching, commenting, and pressing the like button. I expressed last week how important it is when you do press the like button. All those things add up to make one great show. So I don't want you to feel obligated or under the pressure to have to do something simply because it's there. You being here is a lot. Thank you so much. What's going on, Panda? High five. Bam. Today we are talking about the Essence Festival. I looked this up personally years ago, but now that I'm on live stream talking about it in like a non pre-recorded type of sense, or not in the private conversation, my question is, why do they plan the Essence Festival to be in New Orleans all of the time? So we're going to find this out. What right now, quick, fast, in a hurry. Look at my hair. I had to keep flattening it down because it's so fluffy. My hair is so fluffy and it's getting in the way of the Essence Festival 2026 title that I have right there. Maybe I should put a survey in here too. Are you attending the 2026 So, once again, why do they plan for the Essence Festival to be in New Orleans all of the time, or should I say New Orleans? The Essence Festival of Culture remains in New Orleans because of a deep historical legacy, infrastructure, alignment, immense mutual economic benefits, and long-term legal contracts. Now, I didn't know about the legal contracts of it all, so here we are already starting out into the thick of it. Land Before Time. Yeah, big hair. LOL, that's funny. I did enjoy talking about Bigfoot. We will be finalizing the last installment of our Bigfoot series. It's gonna turn into a series this coming Monday. So I already had to stop and write this down because I didn't know that maybe one of the reasons they are always going to New Orleans is because of some type of contract. Now, when they say contract, I instantly think about the fact that the Essence Festival people are in a contract with Target. So even despite of all the stuff that went on last year with Target and the DEI situation of it all, they still had to honor that contract or risk of financial devastation if they breach the contract. So that's something to keep in mind too. So once again, I didn't know that. So I'm gonna ask after this: is New Orleans Is the state of New Orleans, wow, is the state of New Orleans in contract with the Essence Festival? And if so, how long? So before we get into that question, here we go. The Essence Festival of Culture remains in New Orleans because of deep historical legacy, infrastructure, alignment, immense mutual economic benefits, and long-term legal contracts. Apart from a brief relocation to Houston, Texas in 2006 following Hurricane Katrina, the city has served as the festival's permanent home since its inception in 1995. So the Essence Festival's been rocking and rolling since 95, my cool peeps. Isn't that neat? Historical and cultural roots. The 1995 birthplace. The event was originally planned as a one-time celebration in New Orleans to mark the 25th anniversary of Essence magazine. I do recall that. It was a big thing. And then with the magazine that I do have, ooh, let me pull out the magazine. I really like showing my magazine because it shows proof of the Essence history. So, got it. So in my magazine from 2024, it's got from 2024, Essence was getting ready to celebrate 30 years or something like that. It reads, "Can't believe it's been 30 years since our very first Essence Festival of Culture. 30 years of sisterhood, beauty, and tradition. As we count down the days to celebrate down in New Orleans this July, it wouldn't be a party without some gifts and our friends at the at Target, over at Target. Okay, so let me read that again. It wouldn't be a party without some gifts, and our friends over at Target have us covered with all the beauty must haves. This essential festival of culture, exclusive to Essie's. Don't miss out on these Target essential giveaways available only at the Target booth. We can't wait to see you." Now, this is cool because, once again, this was from 2024. Cultural synergy. Organizers chose New Orleans because its deep heritage of black music, food, and resilience perfectly matched the magazine's mission to uplift black culture. The event proved so popular that it was stained as an annual tradition. Good morning to you too. High five. Bam. Welcome in, and thank you so much for pressing the like button as it helps keep this party going. Keeps the car driving on the slow cruise control as we get through the topic for the day. As I try to put the folder away underneath the table. Logistical and infrastructural advantages. Co-located mega venues. Ooh, mega venues. Now, what is a mega venue? They've been adding mega this and mega that to a lot of stuff. So, co-located mega venues. New Orleans is one of the few cities with the capacity to host an event of this scale. The Caesars Superdome and the massive Ernest N. Morrell Convention Center sit close enough together to seamlessly shift hundreds of thousands of daily attendees from daytime panels to nightly stadiums. I like the fluctuation of how they move the audience, so they won't just be gathered around in one spot during for the duration of the festivities. They'll be able to breathe and move around. That's really cool. Like an amusement park. Walkability and hospitality. Walkability and hospitality. According to AI, the concentration of major hotels, restaurants, and historic districts near the venues minimize transportation bottlenecks for out-of-town travelers. Multi-million dollar economic impact. Oh, what? It's like that, New Orleans? Let's go. Massive tourism boost, local revenue. So, for massive tourism boost, the festival brings nearly 500,000 visitors to Louisiana over the 4th of July weekend. That's like a whole complete state getting spilled out into one other state. You want to talk about traffic fluctuations? How did they design the infrastructure to brace for impact, to have nearly 500,000 visitors come to New Orleans and just fill the streets? That is pretty darn neat, you know? I usually hear like towns and small cities surviving off of tourship and tourism overseas, but to hear that type of reality that happens here in the States is really cool. I like that. Local revenue. Another reason why the Essence Festival selected to continue on having the festival in New Orleans. Local revenue. The event generates an estimated $300 million to $316 million in economic activity annually, providing a crucial midsummer financial boost for local black owned businesses and hotels and city infrastructure. Every time I see New Orleans depicted on TV, it's like I never see real roads. I don't see real streets. Like, you know how they'll show like streets in movies of people driving around in Atlanta? They're on their cars, they're actually on an actual road. But when I see stuff regarding New Orleans, I see more like paths and small towns and backway roads, but not like streets that you see like highways, expressways, boulevards, avenues. I don't see stuff like that. That's weird. But I know they have streets and stuff there. All states do. But I don't really see them. Why? I don't know. Maybe whichever shows I gravitate to referencing New Orleans, they want to preserve a certain point in time when representing New Orleans, so they only specifically show the types of roads that I see, which are back roads, private roads types of situations. Formal agreements and future extensions. As to why they plan the Essence Festival to be in New Orleans all the time, according to AI, we have formal agreements and future extensions, binding long term contracts. Now, that's what I want to know. Current negotiations, my cool peeps. We've got binding long term contracts. The festival has historically operated under multi year contracts with the city and state leadership. Now, when they talk about these said contracts, and when it says multi-year, what is their definition of multi-year? Is it in batches of 5, 10, 15, 8-year types of situations? And next, current negotiations. Ooh, this is what I want to know. Festival. The festival, most recent 7-year contract expires in September 2026, my cool peeps. Organizers are currently negotiating with the city administration and the state for a new long-term deal. Oh, wow, they want to rework with them. They have proposed the Festival 365 model, To establish a year-round economic presence. Ooh, and expand programming across Louisiana. I like that. Expressing the sense of permanency. It seems like that's what they're doing here, and I love it. Yeah, yeah. Anything that's positive to help the state would be very beneficial. Even though I don't live there, I still want good things to happen, you know. What I'm going to do is add a sticker on here in addition to what I already have. So just one moment as I type on my screen that I'm streaming on to welcome you all in and to thank you for pressing the like. As I was saying, my cool peeps, this half of the month has been uniquely busy for me. So my goal right now during this time is to make sure I am following my regularly scheduled broadcast and showing up to do that. I'm doing minimalistic work here. I don't mind because I am adhering to my busy schedule right now. Push on and start. Now I need to put that up here. I put thank you for pressure the like button. Gosh almighty. I gotta throw that away and start over. Just one more. Come on, LA. Really? Thank you for pressure the like button. Hang on, I have to start over. Pressure, pressure. Thank you for pressing. Will I spell pressing right this time? PRESSING. The like button. OMG, girl, get it together. Thank you for pressing the like button. Alright. Let's go. Will I get it right this time? Now I need to... My eyes! I cannot see my eyes! No, I need to move it over. There we go. So we're back on this here. Current negotiations. The festival's most recent 7-year contract expires in September 2026. Organizers are currently negotiating with the city's administrative and the state for a new long-term deal, guys. They have proposed the Festival 365 model to establish a year-round economic presence and expand programming access. I am really enjoying this topic. The next thing I do want to talk about, even though it already discussed it for me, is the state of New Orleans in contract with the Essence Festival? If so, how long? Even though it gave me the answer, usually when I rephrase the question even a little bit, it gives me additional information. So I'm going to stick to the script and write it down or type it down and get my answer. All right. It says, is the state of New Orleans in contract with the and if so, how long? All right, and press send. So, is the state of New Orleans in contract with the Essence Festival? If so, how long? Yes, the Essence Festival, my cool piece of culture, is under a formal contract with the city of New Orleans and tourism entities. Why would they say entities? It sounds like spaceship stuff, like aliens. The entities, yes, the Essence Festival has signed with the entities. Yes, the Essence Festival of Culture is under a formal contract with the City of New Orleans and tourism entities, and the current 7-year agreement expires in September 2026. So, is the state of New Orleans in contract with the Essence Festival? Yes. Current contract status. Note, New Orleans is a city in the state of Louisiana rather than its own state, but both local city leaders and Louisiana state officials are actively involved in the contract negotiations. Current contract status is as follows. Length and expiration. Length and expiration. The current 7-year contract covers the festival through the July 2026 event and officially wraps up this September. January, February, March, April, May. I hate to leave you, but girl, I can't stay. I'll be going till November. Going till November. And give a kiss to my mother. What if he made a part two to that where he was like, I'm back? Wouldn't that be nice? Let's just wrap this song up with a nice little bow. Like, tell us where you been, what you did, how's it going. They're not gonna do that though, are they? They're just gonna leave us hanging in suspense. Thanks a lot. And the award goes to Sweetness. Have you guys seen the Roll Bounce movie? That's a fun movie. At the end of the movie, they were like, and the winner is Sweetness. That's a fun movie. Wayne Brady was in it. It would be nice to see Wayne Brady in another comical movie like that. I thought they picked the right person for the job at that time. I don't know what's going on with Wayne Brady, but that will actually be a nice topic to talk about in the future. So I may have to write that down. Memo to myself for a upcoming um an upcoming live stream. So put side note. I need to re-up and get some more office supplies. Let's see here. Hey, what's going on? High five. Bam, how you doing today? Welcome in and thank you so much for pressing the like. Right now I'm making a side note for a future topic. Where is Wayne Brady? And sometimes if I don't stop to make the mental note, I may not get back to it. So that's the flow with the show here. Opening up my little supplies. Look at my cute little pouch. Isn't it cute? I like showing it off because I'm a nerd and I like collecting ink pens and pencils and writing things. And plus I like to write. Ooh wee. I get so happy when I see like stuff like that. So that's the side note. Why are you doing this? Not my cool peeps, but I'm talking about my chat box. There it is. It's acting up. So once again, I am on the portion of, is the state of New Orleans in contract with the Essence Festival? If so, how long? Yes, the Essence Festival of Culture is under a formal contract with the city of New Orleans and tourism entities, and that current 7-year agreement expires in September 26, my cool peeps. Current contract status, length and expiration. The current 7-year contract covers the festival through the July 2026 event and officially wraps up this September. Existing local funding. Existing local funding. Under the current agreement, the festival receives roughly $1.7 million, wow, in direct local support per year. This funding is split between the City of New Orleans and the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation. Cultural. That's almost a tongue twister. Cultural. Cultural. I think it's the troll that's throwing me up. You've been here busting into the chat with your thoughts. What's going on, Lee? My member. Bam. We have a cool peep member in the Heezy. That's funny. I don't know nothing about nothing. You know something about something. You know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. So, you know something about something. Welcome in. Thank you so much. This funding is a split between the City of New Orleans, the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation, New Orleans and Co., and the Greater New Orleans Hotel and Lodging Association. So it's split, it seems like more than two ways, because I read that it was just split two ways. So they split $1.7 million. Looks like New Orleans, the city, New Orleans and Tourism Cultural Foundation, New Orleans and Company or New Orleans and Co., and the Greater New Orleans Hotel and Lodging Association. So we'll split down the center four ways. Active renewal negotiations. Referring to the current contract that the New Orleans is in contract with at Essence Festival. It says active renewal negotiations. Oh, my voice is acting up.
My voice. What? Oh, is this my voice? What's happening to my voice?
It's raspy today, and this tea is not combating it. Usually when I'm on in the morning, my tea will just 86 it on out, but I am struggling this morning. Active talks are underway, my cool peeps, between festival owner Sundial Media Group and New Orleans Mayor Helena Moreno's administration to secure a new long-term extension. I want to know more about this long-term extension. The Festival 365 proposal. Festival organizers have submitted a new proposal to expand their footprint into a year-round economic engine. Hold on, let me check something. Okay. This plan would expand programming beyond New Orleans into other parts of Louisiana like Baton Rouge. It's already such a big festival. I already just assumed that they were already there sprouting things and setting up tents in Louisiana. So let's just say I'm under the interpretation that even though what I assume may be correct, their intentions are to make it official that they are spreading their wings meaning the Essence Festival, into New Orleans. Increase funding request to cover a 34% increase in operating costs over the last 6 years. Essence is requesting a significant public subsidy boost of $10 million. What in the HIJKL? Yeah, can you imagine me going to the bank talking about,
oh, I just need a small subsidy boost. Just a little to get me through because I'm branching out into a new endeavor. I want to expand the Elay TV brand that I have going on? Oh, anything for you, LA. How much you talking? Oh, just a small $10 million. Oh, anything. Certainly, anything for you, LA. Quick, let me go to the vault. Do you have your duffel bag with you? Oh, of course. You know I bring my duffel bag everywhere with me, just in case I want to randomly go to the bank and withdraw $10 million.
What the world needs now.
I'll tell you, my cool peeps, high five to all of you. Bam! In the perfect world, if I ran the world, yes, that would be my scenario. Once again, Essence is requiring a significant public subsidy boost of $10 million to $12 million annually from combined city, state, and private tourism entities to anchor a new long term deal. If you are planning to travel for the event, I can provide information, the I meaning AI, on details on city transit and parking, or a breakdown of daytime convention center events. There is so much going on in the realm of this Essence Festival that's coming up. But right now, what I want to stick with is why is the Essence Festival always in New Orleans? And currently, in this time, I am going over the current contract, which is soon to expire this September. I'm going into the details of what they are trying to put together now. My next question is, do you think they will get the their new contract hammered out before the old one expires? Before the current one this year expired, 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 expired. Oh no, the ants are here. Do you remember that commercial? There's the ants and they're going through the guy's refrigerator and they're like, expired, expired, expired. And she's tossing out all the food in the fridge. I like that commercial. So, do you think they will get their new contract hammered out before the current expires this year? That's the question that I've asked, and I need to write it down. Do you think they will get their new contract hammered out out before the current This is neat. So, do you think they will get their new contract hammered out before the current expires this year? Whether a new contract will be finalized before the current one, according to AI, the current one expires in September 2026, remains highly uncertain. No, as both sides are navigating a massive financial gap and significant performance expectations. I try to get rid of all the expired condiments from the fridge door every month or so, yes, but there's always something from like 3 or 4 years ago that pops up out of nowhere. It's time teleportation, my friend. That's all there is to it. You know how when you're washing anywhere, you're washing at your home, your family's home, or at the laundromat, you're always missing a sock? Well, it's a situation pretty much like that. It's a mystery that used to mystify us all up until 7 years ago, maybe. let's just say up until 10 years ago, when we all realized in the commercial that that one sock that is always missing from the dryer has something to do with cute one-footed aliens who go into our dryer from behind the dryer while we're not there looking, and they sneak into the dryer and take one sock because they have one foot. Now, the reasons, my friend, while you're seeing this situation happen in your refrigerator, is for that same reason. However, since the aliens, my cool peeps, also don't like to have expired condiments in their refrigerator, ketchup, mustard, relish, oh my. What they do, instead of just throwing it out, they feel guilty to be throwing things out of this nature. So what they'll do is, once again, open a wormhole, go into Earth, and go into random people's on planet Earth refrigerator and swap out our condiments that are not going to expire anytime soon. Swap them out with their old. And that's how that happens. So, once again, what I pride myself on here on LA TV is knowing that whenever anyone comes to the platform, they are here at the right time, for the right reason, and the right space and moment. Just think, if you decided not to stop in to say, hey, LA, how are you doing? Just passing through, and I wasn't talking about this certain conversation, you wouldn't have got this wonderful answer. If you stick with me, my cool peeps, I guarantee you, like Hercules, I will educate you so much more than our educational system ever has and will. Yes, please feel free to spread the word. Now that you know the mystery, when you gather around the forest fire with your friends, or hop on the telephone and converse, or even write letters, you can now spread the word of the mysteries of your refrigerator. Don't say I never taught you anything. I pride myself in just how brilliant my mind is, people. It is 5:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. 2026, June 25th. We are gathered here around the forest fire, the dumpster fire, the bonfire, and the ring of fire, which is my favorite, before or after the rising sun. And I just filled you in on some of the latest news that you won't find anywhere else. Moving forward. What's going on, sound waves? High five. Bam. We won't be spilling any baking goods anywhere on this live stream or behind the scenes when in the future you see me trying to put together a bundt cake. I am so perfect in the kitchen, Martha Stewart is jealous. That's one of the reasons she went to jail in the first place. It's not because she was committing some type of financial fraud. It was because she saw me one day cooking in the kitchen, chopping it up, making food for my family. And she's like, oh my, that girl's got something. We must figure out how we should suppress her. Martha Stewart, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, animals, artificial intelligence, I thank you all for being here. The reason AI, please set this apart as one of my snippets, please, and thank you so much. The reason Martha Stewart went to jail is because of me. She saw how magnificent I was in the kitchen. She manipulated the algorithm to suppress me, and that's illegal. That's why I'm just now getting monetized last year. And I've been on YouTube for 14 years, and I just got monetized last year.
They found that all out, but they were under private investigation, blah, 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 yaggity smaggity. You're like, LA, how is this possible? Because when Martha Stewart got arrested, YouTube wasn't even around or just getting started. If you were here 5 minutes ago, I already told you about the conspiracies that are not conspiracies regarding how you're always missing one sock in the dryer. The commercial told us that the reasons why we are missing the one sock in the dryer is due to aliens with 1 foot taking one sock out of the dryer. It gets deeper with Martha Stewart. Like I said, she found out how great I was in the kitchen, tried to suppress me in the algorithm, and she successfully did. She found out that she got caught up like Usher and tried to do a Minority Report pre-crime situation to go back into the past like Samurai Jack and fix it. So that's another illegal offense. But nobody was going to be ready for all that heat and thunder. So they had to say something at that time that we all could relate to. So they had to water it all down, like how Stranger Things had to water down their story to let the world know that they were under attack by science fictional beings. They had to water it down and say she was committed some type of financial fraud, getting insider trader information, blah blah blah. That's why you got the story that you got. But it was a whole poop show. So sometimes if you didn't see me going live consistently in the past, I was under a legal battle that I couldn't talk about. But now that the MDA is over, I can come out and talk about it. Look, it's tough over here. It's tough over here for a content creator like myself. There's things that have to remain disclosed for a set amount of time for a said reason. And that's one of the reasons sometimes I was quiet in these YouTube streets. It was best for me not to come on because I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep quiet about the whole Martha Stewart situation. All she needed was a fish fry. Don't get me started when Martha Stewart saw me gently placing the fish into the shallow pan to fry fish. She almost had a heart attack. She was like, never have I ever seen fish get so crispy in the skillet. I can never even get my fish to crisp like that in the skillet. Cancel her. Cancel that girl. Cancel her. It's tough out here. It's really tough out here, my cool peeps. But I keep it composed. I really do. I must give myself a pat on the back because nobody in their right minds or wrong will be able to keep composed like me. But once again, shout out to Martha Stewart. We are back into good status. As you can see, apparently the shadow ban has lifted and Martha Stewart has turned a new leaf because YouTube has let me in. Yes, I got sidetracked from the conversation, but that's what Freestyle Thursdays is all about. Not only did you get a backstory that I am fully free to talk about, you learned why you were always missing one sock in the dryer. Let's go, team. Let's go. So before we filled up the fuel tank with likes and deviated to another topic completely, I would like to ask all my cool peeps passing through to please press the like button so we can gas up the tank and I can get back on course, merge into traffic, and get back to talking about, do you think that the Essence people, will get their new contract hammered out before the current contract expires this year? Yes, thanks to me, you too, Schmidt can have fabulous hair and a higher education. Whether a new contract will be finalized before the current one expires in September
2026 remains highly uncertain. Oh, as both sides are navigating the massive financial gap and significant performance expectations. Chill late in the heezy. High five. Bam! Welcome into Freestyle Thursdays. Whew. Thank you for being here, modding it up for me in the CHAT. Thank you for cutting out the fat in the chat as I roll with the conversation at hand. At hand, yeah. So we are talking about whether or not the Essence Festival will have time to hammer out a new contract before it expires this year in September. And you know this, mine, says Chile. Well, city leaders have repeatedly emphasized that they want New Orleans to remain the permanent home of the festival. Comma, the ongoing negotiations face not one but two major hurdles that make a quick resolution before autumn unlikely. No. Number one, a steep funding gap. And number two, the prove it first stance from city leadership. Here we are. While city leaders have repeatedly emphasized that they want New Orleans to remain the permanent home of the festival, the ongoing negotiations face two major hurdles. Number one, steep funding gap. The request. Essence Festival organizers are asking for a massive public subsidy boost, requesting between $10 million to $12 million annually. Now, I'm like, $10 to $12 million. I thought a year, every other year maybe, but no, they want this annually like their magazines come out. They're gonna have to come to the table and renegotiate those numbers. What's going on from Ukraine? High five, bam. Thank you so much for coming in and also for pressing the like. Welcome in. The reality, the city and its tourism partners currently pay $1.7 million per year. This means, my cool peeps, organizers are asking for roughly 6 times, dang, their current public funding to cover rising operational costs and launch their year-round Festival 365 program. I am curious about the 365 program. Bridging this multi-million dollar gap involves multiple state and local agencies, which historically slows down government contract approvals. My cool peeps, yeah, regarding that, the finances always get in the way of whether or not a deal is going to be made quick, fast, and in a hurry. I think if they ask for less going in, they might be more likely to get the ball rolling on a smaller budget. I hope that they come to some type of negotiations before September comes, you know. Number two, the prove it first stance. Oh, did I read everything? Yeah, the prove it first stance from city leadership. New Orleans Mayor Helen Moreno has taken a direct pragmatic. This is how you spell pragmatic for those who don't know, including myself. Pragmatic. Pragmatic. New Orleans Mayor Helen Morano has taken a direct, pragmatic approach to the talks. She has explicitly communicated to Essence officials that this year's festival, running from July 3rd to the 5th, must be proven success before formal long-term contract decisions are finalized. This is new music to me, my cool peeps, because remember last year as we gathered around the ring of fire before or after the rising sun, I revealed who are coming to the Essence Festival this year, and it's a mighty powerful list. This may explain why they are coming out with a mighty powerful, heavy hitting list. For example, Michelle Obama is going to be there. Flavor Flav, I think, is going to be there. Monica and Brandy are slated to be there. And the list goes on. So maybe they are just filling the block this year for their 3-day festival to assure that without a shadow of a doubt, they will be able to lock in the contract that they're voting for. This is amazing. I don't want to say voting or rooting for. This is cool. So once again, wow. She has explicitly communicated to Essence Festival that this year's festival, running July 3rd through 5th, 2026, my cool peeps, must be a proof of success before formal long-term contract decisions are finalized. The city's hesitation stems from logistical and operational complaints during the 2025 event. And we all are familiar with what happened 25 the last year, a year ago. So the city's hesitation stemmed from logistical and operational complaints during the 2025 event, which include stadium concert schedules running hours behind because Lauryn Hill didn't get to the stage until 3 hours later. Wasn't that correct? They had sound issues, unfortunately. People had to leave, so they weren't performing with a full audience of people. So much stuff was going on in the 2025 Essence Festival disaster. Industry's not making the same money like before. No, they aren't. And it shows. It is showing. Case in point, my cool peeps, so we can all kind of be on the same thought process with this. Not a hive mind, but just so we can follow along with the show. For example, to me, one of the red flags that the industry collectively wasn't doing well is when Will Smith brought his behind over here to YouTube. I was highly upset. I wasn't happy that Will Smith was coming to YouTube because when one comes, they all follow. And I'm like, here we go. Yes, there's room for everyone, but when you have high power celebrities coming into YouTube, you already know they're going to start draining the reserve and it's going to get a little bit more thinner. So we're going to have to be a little more creative, a little more stronger and more consistent with our delivery because that's just what it is. That's when I saw that situation occurring. To further agree with what you're saying, industry not making the same money like before, Soundwave said. Was he in that slap league? Good one. Yes, he was and still is and still paying for it. He's got the slap league jersey boxed and framed up in his dining room over the table where he no longer eats with his family. It's there. I tell you, man, the slap of no return. Oh, my cool peeps, my cool peeps. So we have here the heading act not finishing until 3:37 a.m. in front of a largely empty arena. So there we go. Once again, the show was hours behind and a lot of people had to leave. So when the big hitters did come on the stage, nobody was there. Just Casper and his friends. Heavy pushback from attendees over a new $500 VIP paywall. Implemented just to access the popular Superdome Lounge performances. Now, I didn't even like that. I think I surface level talked about the $500 VIP room, which was dumb. That came in 2025, but I don't think I expounded on it like I really wanted to. But boy, I tell you, that was ridiculous. But once again, that 2025 Essence Festival was a cluster fest of poop because they also had other people running the festival, which made no sense at all. The most likely outcome.
That's crazy. If he came to the festival, let's just say let's just say for example, I was en route to go. Based on the fact that Michelle Obama's gonna be there, I would definitely want to be there. But if he were coming, I'd be like, nope. Oh no. Oh. I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be there. So it will be definitely divided down the middle, but I could guarantee you if that were the case, if he did if he did go to if he did get out of jail, did he got out of jail in time to go to the festival, it will be so many people there. It will have to get shut down like how it got shut down here in Georgia when Kai Cenat came for his Streamers University too. It will be straight centered down the middle. But it will be such a divide, and even though it will be such a divide, it still will be a great turnout because people will be like, oh my goodness. So, the most likely outcome, because the contract does not expire till September, the city is deliberately using the upcoming July festival as a live test run. If the 2026 event runs smoothly, fixes the scheduling issues, and satisfies the local businesses, the city will likely work frantically, not frantically, through the August to hammer out a compromise deal. However, if this year's festival replicates past logistical issues, negotiations could easily stall past the September expiration date. With this lineup, with the Essence Festival, I'm assuming reading the room and seeing where they went wrong. And I'm not even going to put the blame on the Essence Festival for having Target there, because to my knowledge, Essence didn't even know that Target was going to go rogue during the whole DEI of it all. So I don't fault Essence for that Target situation, but what I do fault Essence Festival on is them hiring certain people who are not in touch with the African American people to effectively run the Essence Festival, which is for us, in a smooth way. Number two, the stage situation. You know you got to have that sound check on and popping, because these stars are coming and they don't probably want to be there all day, but they do just want to come and support. You got to get that stuff going. And then the $500 ticket fee for a super lounge, no. So those things alone, if they just tighten those up, disregarding Target, I believe that they will be able to secure the bag and set in that contract in time before it expires. I was about to say expires this semester. I like Macy Gray. She's a wonderful woman. So I personally take that as a compliment. So we have here, if those things were tightened up, I know that the Essence Festival will be successful. I really enjoy the Essence Festival. It's nice to have something for us. Everyone else has something for them. We have something for us. So once again, we have, however, if this year's festival replicates past logistical issues, negotiations could easily stall past September expiration date. If you'd like to look closer at the festival's footprint, I can provide details on how the Festival 365 proposal might affect other cities like Baton Rouge, or share the economic impact data that the city is currently weighing. That's what AI Overview presented to me to continue on deep diving in this said topic. Good morning. Thank you so much for coming in, my cool peeps. High five. Bam. Thank you so much for pressing the like button. It keeps this car going so I can continue on with the topic at hand. All my cool peeps, we have a survey going in, and it is as follows.
Are you attending the 2026 Essence Festival? 15% of my cool peeps have already locked in and said yes, and 85% said no. It's getting closer. I'm concerned that I don't see enough promotion about it. I don't like that. Essence Festival is around the corner. I don't want all these situations that's been going on to cloud them from reaching their goal. So we have here there is something I need to write down because it brought it up at least 2 or 3 times. It's got what was that? The 365 proposal. What is the essence? Wow, I saw a big old box come up on here. Wow, thank you, Sal Waves, for the $15 chat. Thank you so much. Yes, it is time for me to get a new computer. The story, it crashed because people were doing construction outside where we live. I had the computer in the strip protector, the surge protector. But what they were doing out there, they were doing some Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde stuff with the electricity. And I know the power strip, it wasn't 2 power strips to be exact, wasn't going to be able to take what they were doing. It kept going like this. The current kept shutting on and off, shutting on and shutting off. I'm like, my computer. And I knew I wasn't going to make it there in time. My computer passed away. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your donations. Once again, Soundwave and Captain Poop for yours as well. Thank you so much for coming in, and definitely that will be going to get a new higher power computer so I can get back to working on OBS. OBS is basically an open software system where if you don't want to pay $45 a month for StreamYard, because I can just do it myself, but you have to learn the software to do it. I learned it enough to make the plane fly. So thank you so much, my cool peeps. I'll definitely be pouring into that. I know which computer I want to get, meaning I have it narrowed down to about 3 different computers. So thank you so much. Surge is crazy. Yeah, the weirdest stuff happens. That's a whole nother story. For some who have been with me since the beginning of time, I randomly will share weird things that will happen with me in technology. So I have here, what is the Essence Festival 365? So it's called Festival 365 Proposal. Now, every time I read my cool peeps about the Festival 365 proposal, you know what I think of? I think of Propel Water. I don't think of the proposal as the said contract, my cool peeps. I think of Propel Water. But I'm going to ask AI if it could please explain to me so I can explain to you all, what is the Festival 365 proposal? '65 proposal. Heck, regarding power strips, I might have to do some research on perhaps some power strips that companies use. You know, like businesses and stuff, because they don't seem to have issues like this. For example, California, you know, they have mild tremors and stuff in there, and I can only assume, because I don't know, that when they have these mild earthquake tremors and stuff, my cool peeps, that they experience
power surges and stuff. So if I do a small research to see what type of power surges businesses and stuff use, maybe I'll invest in one of those. So I won't ever have to worry about that again. It has here, what is the Festival 365 proposal? The Festival 365 proposal is the strategic blueprint submitted by Essence Festival organizers to transform the event from a single high traffic weekend into a year round cultural and economic engine. I like the fact that they want to make it year round. In my mind, it's giving like some type of hub. So for me personally, my cool peeps, the Essence Festival being here for only 3 days isn't long enough because the beauty bars alone, I will be stuck there at the beauty tents learning about the beauty, health and beauty products that they have for us and where they're going, and to be able to listen to the women and men behind the cosmetic lines. I could spend all 3 days there just listening to them. So it's for them to maybe comprise this for something year round based on the tents that they have. They have informational tents on helping us structure our businesses, financial literacy tents, health and beauty. They have tents where we can sell our things there and bring our businesses there, like this market. 3 days is just not enough time. So I'm really digging this 365 situation. 365 festivals should have all you can eat funnel cakes. Oh, and fries. You got to feed the people. Fun fact for those who don't know, there are portions of the Essence Festival, my cool peeps, that are free. So if you're thinking about finances because it's really tight, they've thought about that too. So you still can attend the Essence Festivals, but for some of the things, the only thing you have to do is go online and reserve your tickets. I think they need to do that to keep up with, to control the crowds coming in. So it is free. They have certain concerts and things that they have where you can just go in there for free, but you just have to get your ticket online. So it's not limited to people who can only afford it. So I do like that part. And what I did learn in reference to that, even though a lot of people still may feel some type of way about Target, this is something I plan to get into detail about. I have my notes lightly set up for that. What I learned last week is that even though people feel a type of way about Target, it is said according to AI, if it weren't for Target, a lot of these things that they have offered up for us to partake in for free would not have been as broad had it not been for Target footing the bill and covering the cost to be the boss like James Brown. How? So I'm starting to think that this whole Target situation is a little deeper than the surface level of people boycotting Target. I don't think no one is aware that Target allegedly, according to AI, based on knowledge that I lightly read, they footed the bill for a lot of this stuff to be possible. Although they are locked into a contract situation still, and they're honoring their contract, and Target will be there still due to contractual obligation. At the time, all was well under the sun, so I'm not sure how deep the rabbit hole goes, but I am curious to see. I try to be as I try to keep my mind open and not just be one-sided on um, making the fair assessment about situations that are going on. Funnel cakes are too easy to make. Just learned about the festival. I've never been to New Orleans. Sadly, I accepted overtime work for those days. That's okay because usually people stream it or talk about it, and I believe you can watch cool clips and stuff online. So for me personally, I do enjoy watching festivals that way, and especially during the actual time or week that is happening. For example, my cool peeps, the Coachella Festival went live on YouTube. I was able to finally participate in watching the Coachella Festival online with my cool peeps for two shows. I would have loved to have followed Coachella all the way through the week in its entirety, but my heart was so happy, and just thinking about it right now makes me even happier to know that I was able to be on time to catch two live shows with Coachella and just be there. So I still felt like I didn't miss anything. So that's a way you can still be a part of something you really like or maybe curious about. And number two, you'll be safe from the comfort of your home or at work, and you're still living your life, getting things done, and keeping up with the times. That's another way to look at it as well. So you don't feel like life is passing you by. I do like to plug into these live cams and catch things that way. So thank you so much for that comment. High five. Bam. So right here, I'm asking, what is the Festival 365 proposal? The Festival 365 proposal is a strategic blueprint submitted by S's Festival organizers to transition the event from a single high traffic weekend into a year-round cultural and economic engine. Instead of packing all their economic power into a 3-day window, which is not enough, over the 4th of July weekend, the festival's leadership aims to create ongoing programming across the calendar year. I am so here for it, my cool peeps. Core pillars of the proposal are as follows. Just a moment. Year-round presence, geographic expansion. Year-round presence. Rather than packing up in July, the festival would establish a permanent, continuous presence to continuously drive revenue to Black-owned businesses, local venues, and creators. I'm liking this. Every day is Christmas. Not only is every day I'm hustling. Bling. Hustling. Every day is Christmas. You remember that episode? Why do I call movies episodes? Movies just seem like episodes nowadays. Probably because I've been watching too many streaming things where it's one episode after the other, to which I like. But Every Day is Christmas made me think of the movie in one of the Batman movies where the Joker got a hold to this guy and unfortunately sold up a something fireworky and or slash explosive into his belly, and he was like, he said I was going to light up. It was going to be like Christmas. And then Batman lifted up his shirt and saw that it was a kablooey. I'm like, oh no, the Joker, no, he didn't mean like that. He thought he was gonna light up and everything was gonna be beautiful, like Christmas in another way, like bringing joy to the world, hugs and laughter. No, he literally meant he was gonna light up like Christmas, all right. Whoo. Moving forward, the time for me, my cool piece, is 6:03 a.m. ET time. Welcome to Freestyle Thursdays. We are cooking with grease, and I'm loving it. So that's for the year-round presence. And I like this because the festival would establish a permanent continuous presence to continuously drive revenue to Black-owned businesses, local vendors, and creators. I like this because to me it seems like, based on what did happen last year with the Essence Festival, they have learned their lesson quick, fast, and in a hurry. And they want to try to start solidifying a stronger network to help us strengthen our businesses, to educate us with financial literacy and healthcare and beauty, hygienic products, because that's what they always do. They have
lessons on how to teach you how to cook, everything. Day in and day out, things to make people be people. It seems like they're attempting to find their own way to back this because eventually Target's contract is going to run out. They're going to have some systems in place so they won't be falling in a windfall or a black hole trying to scratch to the surface because their contract is up. Geographic expansion. Geographic expansion. While the signature weekend will remain rooted in the New Orleans Ernest M. Memorial Convention Center and Caesars Superdome, if you're still here in the chat, if you're interested in Google Earthing the specific area where Essence Festival will be, you can Google New Orleans Ernest M. Memorial. I'll copy and paste that in there, and then you'll be able to scout out the area where they're going to set up the chairs like regular show, or set up shop in the area. There we go. So that's where it will be. Who are the older donors of the festival? That's a good question. It did list, but I was still so stuck on Target, I probably didn't cover it enough. So I'm going to type that in. That's a great question. Just a moment, please. I'm going to type it in here. Who are the other of the festival for this? Side note, I know the cost of living has gone up and everything. If you are interested in getting a tangible physical copy of your magazines like Essence, they have seasonal times where they do offer really great prices so you can get magazines. And it don't necessarily have to be magazines like Essence, but I like seasonally, to me, magazines open up their financial wallets and they make subscriptions for a year or two be really cheap, like how magazines used to be in our time. So you can participate in getting you a physical copy of an Essence magazine sent to your home. Just catch it when they're having their good sale. You can go online and look, and they usually have offers going on there. That's how I was gifted magazines from my husband. That was one of my gifts. And I was so happy. It's just so cool, guys. There's so many ways you can save. So I'm going to star this because I have the answer here. Who are the other donors for the festival this year? I'm writing that down too. Who are the other I really like thumbing through magazines, cool peeps, and reading actual physical newspapers. Do they still make Word Up magazine? I couldn't have magazines like that, but I was familiar with them. Those magazines, we couldn't bring that type of stuff in the house. I've always liked Right On and Word Up magazines. That's really cool. The only way I got to look through magazines like that is if I was in the grocery store and my mom went shopping, and I would go through the magazine aisle and look through there. Then thank you so much, ME50M. Long time no see. High five. Bam. I've tried to like the button, no like counter. See you next time. That's the shame, isn't it? It's weird that is starting to affect me. And I'm not even a big timer YouTuber yet. Usually when big timer YouTubers are on the come up, they'll be getting floods of comments saying, I cannot find the like button. It won't let me like. It keeps on subscribing me. So to have one of my original members come in to say that, that's saying something. I am going to
Oh, you're still here. When you said see you next time, I thought you were gone. But yeah, I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that because I'm compiling a small list of things that's been happening to form a small video that these strange things are happening to me, like in Toy Story. It's weird to see that happening to me. Okay, so I have here, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Strange things are happening to me. Talk about strange things. So what I'll do is go into the YouTube settings. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in. Long time no see. Hope everything's going well with you and you've been able to catch some waves where you are. So while we're here, I'm going to go into settings to check this out really quickly. Right now, what are the other donors of the festival for this year, please and thank you. Soundwaves asks for this question to please be answered. So while my YouTube Studio uploads, I'll begin answering his question. The primary non-governmental financial backers for the 2026 Essence Festival of Culture are major corporate brands, led by returning presenting sponsors Coca-Cola. Yes, duh. Coca-Cola is spread out through the magazine constantly. So much to the point it's like a permanent fixture when I go through and read Essence magazines, my cool peeps. I didn't even put two and two together that Essence Festival is like sponsored by Coca-Cola. I have a magazine and I can show you that. A Tupac is the donor. Chile, what are you Thank you, Tupac, for your donation. I appreciate that. You all appreciate it. Wow. So I have the YouTube studio open and live. I'm checking out ME50M. It's set to public, rightfully so. Customization. I'm scrolling to the bottom. Everything's marked correctly today. Entertainment, anyone newest? Yup, the box is checked. Show how many likes and views like this stream. That is on there. Anyone? Yeah, so thank you. I did check to just be sure that box is checked for that to happen. I'm hanging my hat on it being one of those weird things that's happening. But thank you so much for being here. Because the festival operates primarily as a commercial corporate sponsored venture rather than a nonprofit charity. Wow, now that's new too. As big as the Essence Festival is and all the money that they do generate, I already assumed that they were some type of nonprofit organization. So for me to see that they are not a nonprofit charity, these companies provide massive corporate sponsorship dollars rather than traditional charitable donations. They install large interactive booths at the convention centers, provide free product giveaways, and finance major concert stages. I can't drink Coca-Cola raised by diabetes. Coca-Cola gives you diabetes? Like, if you drink 9 of them a day. But I'm no doctor. I'm sorry that you cannot participate in drinking Coca-Cola. I'm so sorry about that. Apple juice is good though, so there you go. You can always have a cold glass of apple juice if you cannot have a Coca-Cola. Title and presenting sponsor. We've got the Coca-Cola Company serving as the festival's official presenting sponsor.
In addition to financing major event segments, they are hosting the 2026 Essence Festival of Culture sweepstakes. Water and one water. One single solitary water. Hi, I'm going to McDonald's today to get me a double cheeseburger with cheese and a large water with light ice. Yes, light on the ice. Boy, if you don't get out of my drive-thru asking for some light ice, I'll show you light ice. Come on, drive on through here. Good job. What in the world is light ice? Do I have to count out the cubes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes for you. If anybody come through McDonald's drive-thru while I'm working and asks for light ice, I'm gonna be like, we got to charge you extra. Water, I suppose. Yawn. Boo. No one wants water when you have juice and sodas. Remember when we were kids growing up, they were like, water? I'm not drinking anything at all. If I cannot have juice or soda, I don't want nothing. Water? I'm not drinking anything at all. Those Coca-Cola rugby shirts back in the day, I want one of those. You gonna make me want to go look online or go to Goodwill to see if I can find one of those. Oh my gosh, my family was so religious though. I even was scared to wear a Coca-Cola t-shirt, the ones that said Coke, because they were like, what you trying to say? I'm like, come on! You supporting street pharmaceuticals? Not in my house. Dude, come on. Moving forward, major corporate sponsors, a core group of multi-billion-dollar corporations return annually to back the festival's infrastructure. My cool peeps are acting up in these comments like tough acted to acted, and I love it. Thank you so much, my cool peeps and my mod Chile. Light Ice sounds like a new artist. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, coming to the scene today for the 2026 Essence Festival. Our opening act for Cool Mo D is Light Ice. Meow meow meow. Boom 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 boom. I'm Light Ice and Memphis. Boom 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 boom. I'm Hey Charlie's. Boom 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 boom. We good dog. Boom 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 boom. Hibbity hop hibbity hoobity habba hibba hooba hubba. You know how they used to. You know how they used to rap. In our time. Like we didn't have a lick of sense. And you wonder why the future don't look too bright today. For some, can I finish this? Will I be able to finish? Who all sponsored the Essence Festival for this year? Will I ever be able to get to it? You gotta watch the Book of Eli. I've seen it. Water is king in that movie. I don't know if water was king in that movie or being able to read in Braille. A core group of multi-billion-dollar corporations return annually to back the festival's infrastructure. Target, AT&T, Ford Motor Company, McDonald's, United Healthcare, Penguin Random House. So once again, for the one time for my cool peeps and for Sound Waves who asked the question, who are the other donors of the festival for this year? Target, AT&T, Ford Motor Company, McDonald's, United Healthcare, and Penguin Random House. So to show all of the things in here, I'll thumb through the older magazine to show you, because once again, when I flip through these magazines, seeing like Coca-Cola and stuff in here,
I just completely disregarded that they are sponsors. I just affiliate. When I open Essence magazine, I'm gonna always see a Coca-Cola product placement in there. So as I thumb through one of the 2025 Essence magazines, I will find a right here a product placement for Coca-Cola. I'll show you. It may become across backwards, but you'll be able to see. Oh, come on, green screen. Work with me, not against me. I might have to turn the green screen off. Oh, see, so there you go. So that's Coca-Cola product placement in one of my Essence magazines, supporting us, preferably in this one, promoting probably female businesses, black-owned female businesses. But this is an example of the sponsorship that Essence Festival have. Denzel Washington wasn't blind until the end of the movie. Lies! Where my shades at? Take these shades and put them on and see what I'm seeing. Denzel Washington. Y'all, he said Denzel Washington wasn't blind until the end of the movie. And my name, Respucia. Are you serious? Now, I never heard a take like that. See, I think he needs another cup of coffee. Wake up that mind. Y'all, he said that in the Book of Eli movie. Denzel wasn't blind in the movie. Okay, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder type of situation. Gotta do what you gotta do in order to get the check. So, the Book of Eli was basically about how, even in perilous times, black folks still got to figure out a way to fictitiously file for disability in order to make it through life. So you mean to tell me he was pretending all this time and that's how he was getting his funds? Social Security disability insurance still going to exist all the way to doomsday, apparently. So thank you for your comment, because what I am drawing out of the Book of Eli now is a new profound theological statement that needs to be broken down and shared into all the universities across the world. The Book of Eli is a strong statement to remind us that Social Security insurance and Social Security disability insurance will be with us until impending doom of planet Earth. Having said that, we'll continue to move on with our studies, eloquently talking about the sponsorships of Essence Festival. Yes, I'm collegially astute in this MUG at 6:22 a.m. ET time. I lost them. I'm sorry. I lost you. It's just a little too early for all of us. That KFC wipes... That KFC wipe scene was hilarious. Oh, goodness. Thank you so much, my cool peeps. And for also pressing the like button when and if you can. I found out that some cool peeps are unfortunately facing an experience where they are unable to press the like button. But thank you for coming in and pressing the like button when and if you can. Each one teach one. I may have to rewatch the Book of Eli to break that down again. You know, it's the deep things about movies that they don't want you to see that I see. And that is one of them. A core group of multi-billion-dollar corporations return annually to back these festival infrastructures. Target, a major investor and reoccurring core sponsor that creates extensive beauty and culture, interactive fan experiences at the convention center. AT&T finance major tech and networking. Ford Motor Company typically sponsor vehicle showcases, vehicle giveaways, and major daytime stages. McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. I found myself singing that song again for the second time this week. Hello again and welcome back. Bam! Thank you for coming in. How you doing? United Healthcare sponsors wellness panels, health testing hubs, and fitness workshops inside the conventions. And lastly, which is quite interesting to me, Penguin Random House serves as a key literary and panel sponsor, backing high profile speaker events such as appearances by Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. So, what I like about the Essence Festival, the sponsors, from what I'm gathering, they bring something to the table in addition to their financial backing. They bring to the table um, a tent where they provide some form of education for the people who come. Not only is Essence Festival there to celebrate us, for us to celebrate music, how far we've come, where we are, great camaraderie, but it also has several educational tents to help enriching our lives. So we can take away from the event something more than just listening to music. We should be able to not only have good food, meet new people, be lifted up, feel inspired, but be able to walk back home with knowledge to share within our households, at least to strengthen our households, to help us get through such a taxing time in life. Ha! This doesn't seem right without the shark costume. Welcome to Freestyle Thursdays, where Thursdays are my Fridays. Hercules the Shark, your boy, back by popular demand, will be on Friday. That's his day, but thank you so much for coming in. Everyone comes every week on Elay TV for certain things. Each day is something different. Today is the day for Freestyle Thursdays. Those are the sponsors for the 2026 Essence Festival. Wow, there's a little bit more. I actually thought this was done. So stay in tourism, my cool peeps and broad backers. I wonder what this means. While separate from the standard city budget, public tourism marketing boards pool money to meet the festival's operational demands. New Orleans and Co., the city's tourism marketing agency, the Greater New Orleans Hotel and Lodging Association, the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation, and Louisiana Office of Tourism, operating under the state's only Louisiana campaign. Now, these places that I just listed, we learned earlier today that when they do get their budget for this festival, all of the money don't go just to the festival itself. It's split up amongst a few other people. So the people that the money is split with regarding the Essence Festival is not Essence alone, but a portion goes to the New Orleans and Co., the Greater New Orleans and Hotel Lodging Association. A portion of the funds goes to the New Orleans Tourism and Cultural Foundation and the Louisiana Office of Tourism, which is why, for some who may be wondering why they're asking for a bump in pay in reference to or regarding to their up and coming contract negotiations of wanting 10,000 to 10 million to 12 million dollars more, is because they had to split the cost. And in addition to that, they are trying to pour into expanding the Essence Festival to be a bit longer, to run longer for 365 and to spread out to Louisiana. So that explains why they want so much of the money. Now, this contract that's on the table right now that they're trying to hammer out, it seems like they have a great contingency plan on how they are going to properly delegate those funds for the upcoming years. It's not like the people regarding the contract went out and said a tall order of no, we don't want to form a contract for this coming year. They simply said, we will see how this one goes. and from there we will be able to work out a contract. So, trying to read between the lines and stuff, it seems like the Essence Festival people really have a great plan for this to make it be what they want it to be. And once again, the contract for the Essence Festival being in Louisiana runs out this year in September. Thankfully, they have one more year to be able to fulfill their contractual obligations, thankfully, before it expires. There's going to be a lot of heavy hitters performing at the Essence Festival this year. So for those who don't know, then I'll get ready to find a way to wrap this up. The people who are coming to the Essence Festival this year are as follows. Just a moment. Um, who are the how can I ask this? Who are the people headlining? I should ask that. Or coming feature on this year's festival. There we go. Please and thank you. Now waiting. Sounds kind of shady because local people might not have a lot of money, so taxes will hurt. So if I'm understanding your comment, sounds kind of shady because local people might not have a lot of money. This is something that's interesting because they do have the Essence Festival available for people to go and participate in a lot of things for free. And what I did learn lightly last week was that one of the main reasons why a lot of the things are open free to the public, some things you have to pay for, but some of the things you don't have to, is because of Target. Now, I don't know if a lot of people are aware that Target had a lot to do with making the event be possible for a lot of the things to be free. The only thing you have to do, like I think, to go to some of these concerts that will be free, is just get your ticket online. And I think that's just so they can control the traffic going in, so it won't be such an influx where it will become too overwhelming. But you just get the tickets online for free. So they made it open to all, and it's definitely non-exclusive regards to a financial level. You can go there and partake free, especially the ones who live in the area of New Orleans. They don't have to worry about flying there or traveling and booking rooms. Oh no, I was referring to that local towns have tax dollars that support the festivals. Oh yeah, the taxes. In my mind, they tax us anyways for stuff that don't make sense. For example, paying for their family's travel expenses and hotel stays. If they're going to tax us, at least I'd rather it be taxed for something I can tangibly see and physically partake in. Because one way or the other, they're going to tax us for something. And I'd rather it be taxed for the Essence Festival's expansion, opposed to them selling us a story on the news saying, taxes are going up because we're going to fix the potholes in the street. And they never do. So yeah, I'd rather it be for something I can see where my money is going than them constantly telling us we're going to get better school buses for the kiddos for next year. Next year come and school buses still broken down. Black smoke still coming out the exhaust. You gotta pull over so you don't have the exhaust fumes coming to the car. Close the vents! Close the vents! It's a sad day. It's a dangerous world out there for a toy Woody. It's a dangerous world. But I do like your point on that because once again, that's how I view it. But the majority of the people in New Orleans could be viewing it exactly the way you are. I'm on the outside looking in, so I can only give a surface level response and base it on how I see how we get treated here, having to pay for taxes and such here in Georgia. So yeah, property tax goes up and pushes off folks. Isn't that the golden retriever truth? We have here who are the people headlining or coming to feature on the year's festival. Please and thank you. The Essence 2026 Festival of Culture features a powerhouse lineup of headliners and guest speakers, led by hip hop icon Cardi B, making her festival debut, legendary R&B duo Brandy and Monica, and former First Lady Michelle Obama. Now, my concern is where is the advertisement going with this? Why aren't any more people talking about it? Or is it because I'm not looking hard enough? Once again, there's a lot of things people are talking about to get our eye off of the festival. Manny Fresh DJ should be good. There's gonna be some type of rap people there. I'll go on through the list to see if they mention them. Nightly concert headliners and performers My Cool Peeps. Friday, July 3rd is their hip hop and modern R&B night. Cardi B headliner making her Essence debut, Lotto and Kalani. Season 4, the R&B soul group from Netflix building the band. Saturday, July 4th, R&B soul legends, Monica and Brandy co-headliners. Patti LaBelle, I wanna know how I feel. Leon Thomas and Josh Levy. Sunday, July 5th, the Mothership Funk Rap and New Orleans Bounce. George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelics will be headlining. I actually want to go see them. I do want to see Cardi B, but if I did have to choose between, wow, George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelics or Cardi B, you mean I really had to put some thought in it, but I would want to go see George Clinton and his Funky Fresh group simply because it makes me think of Baskethead and all the alien stuff in space. You know, that's really cool. It's like I want to see some real life history. I want to be able to engage and interact with the people who helped pave the way. I want to feel the music. I don't want to, no shade, Cardi, just listen to her rap and see her rap, and it's just a soundtrack played in the background or synthesizers. I know when George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic headline Sunday, July 5th at the Essence Festival, I'm going to be able to actually feel the music, right? Babyface is going to be there. Public Enemy. So to go with your comment, Manning Fresh DJing should be good. That's the rapper people. Public Enemy's going to be there. Dougie Fresh and Friends will also be there. Special Sunday guests, Big Boy, Big Frida, you already know, and Nona Hendrix will all be there. So I think with this awesome lineup, all they have to do is make sure they be spot on with the stage, and they will be able to secure the up and coming contract that they have working in the loops right now. Feature daytime speakers and keynote curators. The daytime festival experience at the Ernest M. Morrell Convention Center features a roster of influential political figures and cultural directors. This sounds really awesome, don't it? The daytime festival experience. Michelle Obama, scheduled as a primary keynote speaker for the daytime empowerment panels. Tiana Taylor, serving as the festival's official chief curator, overseeing the aesthetic and artistic experience. I like Tiana Taylor, although when it comes to the breakdowns of celebrities in general, we already know we already know is and how they tick and talk. But life would be really boring, I think, if we just simply were hyper focused on the negativity and how they will and deal to make their money. We will completely lose the reason of why we were here on planet Earth in the first place, to enjoy it and to create meaning, to celebrate the things that we like to do, hobbies, painting, walking, planting flowers, enjoying music. So I do like Tiana Taylor. I do like Cardi B. I do like their music, and what I like is the good things about them. That's what makes me like them. So Tiana Taylor will be serving as the festival official's chief curator, overseeing the aesthetics and artistic experience. Tiana Taylor is really artsy fartsy. Did you see some of her album covers where she's dressed up like a robot? Chief Nia Compton, Chief Nia Compton, curating the culinary. Sorry about that. YouTube had to reconnect the feed, but the connection was not lost. But you didn't miss a beat. Curating the culinary selections for the Essence Food and Wine Festival will be Chef Nina Compton and Marka Brock and Akili and Nicole Hannah Jones. That's a mouthful. Anchoring the book festival at Essence as the fiction and nonfiction curators, respectively. I want to go see them talk about books and penmanship of being an author, self-owned author, or going through a publishing house. There's so many things that this Essence Festival always offers. It's so much, and 3 days is never enough. Never too much, never too much. Da, da, da. Bing, 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 bing. Bum, 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 bum. Woo, what's going on, Luther? So yeah, I am really here for this whole thing where they want Essence Festival to just transpire a year round. In my mind, I see where they're going, where they have rotating vineyards. This will open up for the entrepreneurs to be able to have to slot a booking where they can come in and talk about their businesses that they have for a set amount of time. Authors to come in like myself to be able to pencil in a place in the Essence Festival lineup to talk about their books. Culinary artists and chefs to come in and talk about what they do. I really like this and I want this to work, so I am rooting for this expansion on the Essence Festival so it can be more than just 3 days. It could be like Burlington Coat Factory, where they sell more than just coats. Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you, man. Yes, more simplistically said, it's a major networking opportunity. Exactly. That's another reason why I'm a writer. You see, I just said probably a page and a half to two in trying to explain it's a simple networking opportunity. It took me almost 2 pages worth of typing to say what you just said. It's a major networking opportunity. Exactly. And I want that to continue. Single night or weekend passes can be secured directly through the official ticketing portal. And to wrap this up in the big bowl, I will share with you, my cool peeps, the processes of the Essence Festival having sections where it is free.
If you can fit into them, they're free. On the episode of The Misadventures of Flapjack, the guy wanted to go to this fancy schmancy restaurant. And he didn't have enough money to get the fancy schmancy pants. But there was a contest where if he could fit into these pair of slacks that were really big, then he will be able to get the jeans for free, thusly get into the fancy schmancy restaurant with the fancy schmancy pants. That dude gained so much weight to fit into those pants. It was funny. He was so wide he had to turn to the side to get through the door. That was a fun episode on the cartoon. If you can fit into them, they're free. Okay, so can you please please explain to me the parts that are free regarding the festival? Alrighty, here we are, my cool peeps. Gather around with your notes, ink pens and pencils, with your notebooks as I write down this. The free stuff. All daytime programming at the New Orleans Ernest M. Memorial Convention Center is entirely free and open to the public from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily during the festival weekend. While nighttime stadium concerts require paid tickets, you do not need to pay anything to participate in the daytime experiences, though advanced online registration is mandatory for the entry. Main stage panels and celebrity keynotes. The Essence main stage. This is where the highest profile speeches and daytime celebrity panels take place. You can attend the keynote interviews with Michelle Obama, wow, and panels featuring various community leaders, actors, and politicians without a ticket. So what I like is that even though these are heavy hitters like, wow, Michelle Obama, community leaders, actors, and politicians, they don't put a price point on that. They allow us to see the meat and potatoes of the festival for free. I think that's really nice. Essence Author Stage, free access to intimate panel discussions, Q&As, and book signings with the influential literary figures curated by Myra Brocken Alkel and Nicole Hannah Jones. Sorry I said the guys' names wrong. Number 2, specialized cultural and lifestyle hubs, referencing or regarding to what you can partake in the Essence Festival for free. General registration automatically grants you access to theme houses and experimental zones across the floor. BeautyCon, I want to go there. That's where I spend all my time. That's why I'm like, Essence Festival needs to be more than 3 days, because I'd be stuck in the BeautyCon portion all 3 days. Then want to go see Michelle Obama, want to see the Funkadelics in Parliament, and then see what's going on with Cardi B. That's like a week's worth of stuff. BeautyCon Essence Festival Edition. Free access to live beauty tutorials, hair care presentations, y'all, makeup consultations, and product sampling lounges. Essence Wellness House. Essence Wellness House offers free health education, physical fitness workshops, y'all, blood pressure checks, nothing wrong with a good quality blood pressure check, and the basic BMI or health screenings. That's so wonderful. Essence Film Festival, free screenings of independent Black cinema documentaries and panels with directors and writers. There's just so much to do and not enough time. And all these things that I'm harping on about are all free. Talk about who needs summer school if you live in New Orleans. Just go to the Essence Festival, take an ink pen, paper, tape recorder, and just absorb all the information you can in those 3 days.
Man, Global Black Economics Forum, free business panels, entrepreneurship workshops, and wealth building networking hubs. Number 3, the list is going. Entertainment and community activations. Essence Stage and Get Lifted, free daytime musical showcases featuring local New Orleans bounce artists, rising R&B stars, and the traditional Sunday gospel celebration is all free. I did just do a PSA. I am so excited about this. All this wonderful information. Fourth rope wrestling match. Now this is new. They are even throwing a little bit of sports in here. Fourth rope wrestling match. Free wrestling exhibition events hosted inside the convention center spaces on Sunday. Number 4. And the beat goes on. Everlasting. Soko Nola and Marketplace Access. Earn Soko Nola and Marketplace Access. Now this is something new. I don't recall this. Thank you so much. Don't make me cry up in this mug. I can feel that through the phone. Thank you, Chile. We appreciate you, LA. I can feel that through the phone. Thank you so much. Soko Nola and Marketplace Access. If Cardi, Russell, Nicki, oh, wouldn't that be awesome? It'll be a double impact spectacular. If Cardi, Russell, Nicki, I want front row. The girls are fighting. It seemed like the beef with them has died down because both of them separately have their own personal battles to deal with right now. And things have really heated up more or less on Nicki Minaj's side, more seriously than the things of Cardi B. So that just is, the beef is pretty much dead in the water right now, rightfully so, because Nicki's got a whole nother situation to deal with that's definitely more serious than the back and forth of girls fighting. But that will be awesome. Meaning, it would definitely help solidify the contract for them to be going forward. If that was also a headliner in the sake of saving the contract, need I say more? The Soko Nola Marketplace. Entry to the massive convention center commerce floor is free. While you have to pay for the actual goods, walking through to see clothing, custom art, jewelry, and creative displays from hundreds of independent Black-owned businesses requires no admission. And that is awesome. That would be cool because of the celebrity boxing. How to secure free entry. To avoid massive lines at the convention center, my cool peeps, you must secure your excuse me, I need to start that over again. I got tangled up in my words. To avoid massive lines at the convention center, you must secure your general festival admissions pass before arriving. My cool peeps, go to the official Essence Festival website, click on the registration's ticket tab, and sign in via Essence ID. Select live in-person general admission listed at $0 and complete the checkout. Once again, it will say $0.00. That's what you will pick and complete checkout. And number 4, download the digital barcode directly to your Apple or Google Wallet, my cool peeps, to be scanned instantly at the convention center entrance doors. So once again, Essence Festival still looked out for their people by still allowing all this wonderful knowledge and access to an abundance of culture to be freely accessed. I'm very happy about the Essence Festival. I'm really rooting for the Essence Festival. I want them to win. I want this to be a successful turnout so that this guarantees that when their contract runs out in September of this year, they will be able to roll into the next contract. So there won't be any stagnation. I'm very happy about this. I like the Essence Festival. No, I have not physically gone to an Essence Festival, but because of social media, as I was saying before, I still have access to it by way of internet. And so to me, it's like I'm there all the time. And with these wonderful magazines, it's really fun. I have a survey down here, and my cool peeps have filled out everything, meaning participated. We've got, are you attending the 2026 Essence Festival? 17% of my cool peeps have said yes, and 83% have said no. Thank you for participating. Now that you know, participating in the Essence Festival, oh, I'm curious if we'll be able to stream the Essence Festival. I think we will be able to. Will the Essence Festival be streamed? Alright, will the Essence Festival be streamed? Yes, my cool peeps, the Essence 2026 Festival of Culture will be streamed online, going virtual giving virtual viewers access to both the daytime convention panels and the evening Superdome concerts. No, I won't be going there to New Orleans, but I just looked to see if they'll be streaming. So they'll be streaming online. So I should be able to find the link and all that stuff in time so I can look at it live like how I did Coachella. In the future, I would like to go there. But right now, I'm happy where I'm at. If Essence were to provide my family and I the opportunity to do that, definitely, yes, I would go. But yeah, so yes, once again, the 2026 Essence Festival of Culture will be streamed online, my cool peeps, giving virtual viewers access to both the daytime convention panels and the evening Superdome concerts. And on that note, that's where I will end my show. I could keep going on and on about this, but once again, at the beginning of the hour, the first hour, I did state that right now, my focus is to make sure I uphold my end of the bargain, meaning stay true to my schedule Monday through Friday, 5 a.m., because my schedule this half the month has gotten unusually busy in a very good way. My life has been filled with a lot of opportunities that I am grasping onto. I'm latching onto some opportunities that I'm not talking about. Once they are completed, then I will report to all of you what I've been doing in the background. But right now, that's all I'm choosing to say. I'm very happy, and I don't want to overdo it, meaning spending too much time where I need to delegate time other places due to opportunities being given to me now. So thank you so much, my cool peeps. I'm happy I've been able to get on here. I look forward to getting around to making some more uploaded videos regarding the Essence Festival. Like I did last year, I just made a list of pre-uploaded videos and I just added them to the Essence Festival playlist. I have Essence Festival 2025 playlist if you want to get caught up on what happened there and all the shenanigans. And of course, I have my 2026 playlist. Was it brand new and up and going? Once again, a special thank you to I'm scrolling back up. Hold on. A special thank you to Sound Waves and Captain Poop for donating to the platform. Those proceeds will definitely go to getting a brand new computer and a more fancy surge protector, so that won't happen again. Thank you so much for your donations. They will go to the cause. Unlike with everything that my cool peeps helped me with, I'd make a video of it to show that the funds were not misappropriated. Speaking of, I kept my word. Last week, I did announce that I wanted to make a specific playlist to show through the years the things that people have helped me out with, words of encouragement, um, angel donations, and all of that stuff. I just made a playlist just showing that in there. So I did do that. So if you want to go back through my history to see how far I've come, some of the people who I was interacting with, they're no longer on this platform unless they changed their name because it was from over 10 years ago or so. But in that playlist is me showing accountability of me not misappropriating funds when things are gifted to me behind the scenes or live in front of the scenes. I'm not a nonprofit organization, but I feel that when my cool peeps go out of their way to help, I want you to see that the money is going where it's said. Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah, I remember you guys like the when Morning Moo was doing a couple of dance videos. That was a freestyle Chris Brown dance for Morning Moo. It just happened out of nowhere. It wasn't planned. It just happened. But thank you so much for coming in, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. And Hercules the Shark will be on. Hercules the Shark will be on tomorrow. Thank you, Lee Angel Eyes, also for coming in with your support. Angel Lee is a member here. You can get your memberships cool piece for 99 cents. I made them as low as possible because that's my way of giving back. I don't want to price gouge anybody on here. So the memberships had to be a price point. The lowest price point was 99 cents. So I made it that, and that's what it's always going to be as my way of saying thank you for helping me get to this portion where I'm at in YouTube. Thank you so much for coming in. I'll see you guys later on. Hercules will be on tomorrow. And once again, thank you so much, Chile, Angel Lee, Sound Waves, and Captain Poop for coming in and holding it down, and Panda. Um, Thank you so much and keep having a great day. Bye bye.